Hello. Hi. Welcome to our very first web discussion. Today we're going to be talking about low-cost programming, which is near and dear to all of our hearts. I'm Sharon Colvin. I'm the Youth Services Coordinator and I'm for the Department of Libraries, and I'm hosting this crazy thing. And all right, let's do some introductions. Let's start at the top. All right, who wants to introduce themselves first? Name and where you are.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Goldberg. I'm at Fletcher Free Library in Burlington.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Who else we have?
Hi, I'm Myrna. I'm at Browning Library in Essex Junction.
Fabulous, welcome.
And Mary's
hi.
here too.
Hi, Jill Coffin in Williston, and also Sarah Hibbler's here.
Excellent.
Hey, I'm Sam Mastel from the Rockingham Free in Bellows Falls.
Hi.
I'm Linda Donegan from Bennington Free in Bennington.
Excellent. What else we got there? Melissa?
I'm here, yeah. Melissa Strayton. I'm from Norman Williams Public Library in Woodstock.
Fabulous. What else are we missing?
Am I
Emily?
supposed to have a picture? Are we supposed to have a picture?
Are you using the web version or are you calling in?
I'm calling in, so no.
Yeah, no.
No, for some reason, it's blocked on my, the audio portion's blocked on my computer.
Oh, no.
I know.
We will keep working on this, I promise. This is just the first time, so we're slogging through it together. Okay. Emily from Putney is joining us. She doesn't have a microphone, but you can hear us, right? I hope you can hear us. We're going to record this. I'm going to put it up. Yay! Hi, Emily. And we're going to put it up on the website, and so that everyone can listen to it later. Who else do we have here? Anne looks like she's muted. You muted yourself. And somebody with no name. All right. Anyway, you've lost your chance. All right, so we're going to talk about low-cost programming. I'm just a facilitator here. Obviously, I've done a lot of low-cost programming, but I would like to hear what you guys are up to. So tell me, who has fabulous ideas for low or no-cost programming?
I'll jump in.
Yep.
I'll jump in and give a shout out to Legos.
Absolutely.
Once you get your Legos, and many of them are available as donations, we do Legos once a month, and it takes no trouble at all other than spreading out some vinyl tablecloths on the floor and letting the kids and their parents have at it.
And do you wash your Legos before you do your programming?
No! I washed mine. It's Rebecca in Burlington. I washed mine when I first got them because a lot of them were donated and had been in people's basements. So I did wash all of mine the first go around, and haven't since.
Yeah, I just asked because when I was a children's librarian, we had this big discussion about how to wash them. Some people put them in the dishwasher or in the washing machine, which seemed crazy to me. And then we ended up, I gave them to my staff members. I was like, here, everyone has to take home a bag of Legos and wash them in like a diluted bleach solution. But we only did it once.
What works really well is getting a huge net bag, one of these large laundry net bags, put them in the net bag and swish them around in the bleach and whatever, in your bathtub. And then I just put on towels to dry, and that seemed to be the best after I also tried the dishwasher and the washing machine, and that was not a good idea.
Excellent.
We have a the bigger size Lego table here for the toddler crowd, and I did the same thing. I washed them in bleach at the end of the summer. I just periodically do a clean on them. But I don't know about the little ones, but even these I found it took forever for them to dry.
Yeah.
You have to really get inside all the little nooks and crannies. So
yeah.
Was that true with the little ones too?
Mine dried. I mean, I did leave them out probably for a couple days in my house on towels. all over
Yeah.
my house.
Right.
Yeah, no, there they are. I had them all over the library, but I only had an overnight to get them dry, so I just got some paper towel and, touched them up where I needed to. So,
And the trick is not
Ours
to
during the summer, where we put a blanket out back and lay it out in the sun.
That's smart. Yeah, I would be afraid of keeping them inside because I would step on them, and then they would be crying. So
when I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you guys are doing these LEGO programs, are any of you sort of guiding the activity or just putting them out for free play? Or are you saying, okay, build a dwelling of some sort, or, build a tree, or is it
For my
just like free
program,
play?
when we do our once-a-month program, I usually give them a theme. It came from space, or it came from Harry Potter, some sort of theme to build around. But I've also got a box of Legos that I leave out at all times for free play.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, last summer I did it with the summer reading program theme. I had them make space stations, and I had them make or science labs. But then during the year, I let them build whatever they'd like, and then we put them on display.
Yeah.
For the month.
I used to do that. It was so fun. I saw, was it Sam that you have the kids title their creations?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that idea. I just think it's so cute. I always had them put their names and their ages on them, and then they would come visit them, which is just freaking adorable. But I like the idea of titling it because then you really get a sense of what they built.
Jill and Sarah, I echo that. I agree totally. And we found that this has been our most popular display, was the Lego display and seeing what the kids had made and the titles they've given them. Yeah, it gets a lot of attention.
I think it's really fun. I really love that. All right, Legos are a hit. What else have people been doing that's free or no cost or low cost?
We have a movie.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I run a movie on Wednesday afternoons, sort of from the beginning of November, when it starts getting dark outside, through April, when the spring sports and the time change happens, because after school they want to be outside otherwise. And that has been very popular. I do have a little bit of an expense with it because I serve them popcorn.
Ooh.
But, yeah, so as long as we have our movie licensing, that's been a popular thing for our library as well.
What kind of movies are most popular in your library?
Well, it sort of depends on the demographic of who we've got coming here. I have a lot of preteens that are coming here, but I won't, during the after-school open library times, show anything beyond a PG. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get some movies that are, complicated enough and appeal to them enough that would be fine, say, if a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old wanders in. Mm-hmm. So far, I showed Dolphin Tale yesterday, and I've just got the new Dolphin Tale 2, so I'll show that one next week. And then during vacation week, we're going to show the Lego movie. Mm-hmm. And so I try to sort of alternate between a more complicated one and an easier one, but I really am getting this, elementary, upper elementary age kid that's coming to see it. So they're asking me to do something, that's a little more complicated, but I don't want to go to the PG-13 because a lot of the kids aren't even 13 yet.
Yeah. When I did even teen programming, I always found that they liked the young stuff better anyway. I tried all kinds of stuff. I mean, it depends on the kids, but my most popular thing was a couple of summers left ago. I showed Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2, and all my teens were like, yes, we want to come, and they were so excited. So, I don't know. The only problem I had was sometimes I wanted it to be teens only because the conversation would get a little rowdy, and keeping the little ones out of the cartoons can be a little challenging.
Right, yeah, a little tricky, so.
But
last month I also showed Brave, and everybody loved that. And I showed Matilda, which can be a little scary in places, but I had a pretty broad range of kids for that one too. So
this is Sarah in Williston. I have a question. What kind of attendance are you seeing at the weekly movie?
I see anywhere, but my average is probably about 10 to 12. Sometimes it's as high as 14. The most I ever had was when I showed Frozen last spring, and I had about 20. So, yeah, so about 12 or so. And they're kids. It's not parents and kids that I'm counting. It's really the kids after school that are in there. And,
Emily's asking, what was the movie you mentioned that the teens really liked?
You're asking me, Melissa?
I think so.
Well, they liked Brave.
Oh, Brave.
They liked Matilda. I had 14 for Big Miracle. They liked that one. And they were pretty excited yesterday about Dolphin Tale when I told them that next week will be Dolphin Tale 2. That's a great movie.
That's so fun. Excellent.
Has anybody showed? Oh, I'm sorry. Has anybody showed Box Trolls?
Yes, we just did Box Trolls, and it's good. It's Tim Burton. It's quirky, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. We have a ski program on Friday, so our winter crowd's a little smaller, but yeah, it's worth doing.
I thought it was too scary for the kids who came to our showing and who were preschool into the primary grades, and so I was concerned about that. Some of them had to bail out, and I'm looking for softer, sweeter films, I guess.
Yeah. It's hard to do those all the time.
I think Box Trolls might have been a PG.
It was.
It is
Yes, and I went to that with my grandson who's 7, and it's a little edgier.
right.
You know, I think he was like the perfect age for it, but with all of the movies, we give the parents the information, and it's really up to them
Yeah.
Right.
what they want to send their kids to.
Right. I feel the same way. It's their choice, but I still felt that it was not a good choice for our crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing to remember is that every crowd's a little different. Every library is a little different in terms of what kind of parents you have and what kind of kids you have. And it's hard. It is hard in those little spaces. You're absolutely right. You want to make sure that it's a safe environment for all the ages. Has anyone ever tried to do like movies that were made from books and having an actual discussion about it? No?
No, because I never want to judge a book by its movie, you know.
Well, no, but I always thought it was interesting because kids always have really strong opinions about books that were made into movies. And so I've had conversations with kids, like in passing, about what did you think about that? And they always have opinions, but I was just wondering if they ever tried anything more formal.
We first started showing movies. It was a book-to-movie experience, but the discussions, not so long, not so involved. They just want to be entertained at that point. The room is dark, the popcorn's been served, and it's that fun experience.
We've done that with our teen group, though. They love to talk about books and the movies and compare them. Just as a discussion topic, it's fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, I think there's something there. But you're right. It's the teen books that are being made in the movies.
Right.
Right.
We just showed If I Stay and 5 Adults Game, and it's supposed to be a teen movie.
How was that movie? I read the book, but I haven't seen the movie.
Well, I set it up. I don't get to watch it. So.
Oh, no.
We showed Hal's Moving Castle and read the book as a tween experience one summer, and it was good because they're very, very different interpretations of the same story. So it proved to be a good discussion.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is what I've been doing is some of these older movies that this generation, they missed it. They were too little or they weren't born yet, so they haven't seen them. So things like Babe, which is based on a book, or Matilda, which is based on the Roald Dahl book. So introducing them to those older movies, too, that they may not have be on their radar, but that are great classic movies that, they should see. I don't know. That's another strategy.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it's a good idea. I mean, I could bring a book in and say, hey, we're seeing Babe, but here's the book that this is based on, or we're watching Matilda, or here's the Roald Dahl book that based on, or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have to be a formal discussion. Maybe it could just be that you have it available and remind them that it was based on a book. Worth trying. All right, moving on. What else have people done that's fabulous, that's free, or low cost?
Hey, it's Cheryl from Charlotte.
Yep.
We have had a therapy dog in the past, so kids can come and read to the dog. And once you get your name on their website, then people with dogs will call you and offer their services, and there's obviously no cost to that.
Nice. And do the kids love it?
They love it, yes. And we've tried a few things. We've tried, sign up to spend 15 minutes reading to the dog, or just come, kids show up, and that seems to have worked the best. The dogs, it's never inundated, but there's a steady stream, and there is no cost.
And has anybody had trouble with their boards or their directors with bringing animals into the library? I'm just curious. No?
You have to allow therapy dogs, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Right. And no allergy problems?
This is Jill Wilson. We've been doing this, and we've not had any problems with that at all. And as far as liability, they're all registered with Therapy Dogs of Vermont. So if they're registered, that really covers any issues like that.
That's excellent.
Allergies, no. We keep it in a separate space, and kids sign up. So if they're not, it's just an individual sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it's worked great.
Yeah, and parents are pre-warned, so if there's allergies, then yeah.
That's fair enough. I was just curious. Emily wants to know what the Therapy Dog Network website is. Does anyone know?
Yes.
Therapy Dogs of Vermont is what we use.
Yeah, we do too.
We've used Caring Canines.
Okay. Therapy Dogs of Vermont, Caring Canines.
Yeah, literally just 2 days ago, somebody with a therapy dog in Heinsberg called and asked if we were still looking. We're not right now, but there's people out there that want to put their dogs in service.
That's just adorable. I love it.
Good photo opportunity.
The website, I'm sorry, is therapydogs.org. And that's the Therapy
I don't
Dogs
even know.
of Vermont
Therapy
site.
Dogs of Vermont, maybe?
No, I have it. I'm online. It's the Therapy Dogs of Vermont, and their website is www.therapydogs.org.
Great. I'm typing up notes, too, and I'll send those out. So hopefully you guys don't have to take notes on all of this. Fabulous. Oh, it is a great photo op. That's important to remember. One of the things that I am on a tear about, especially in the light of all these budget cuts, is we need to do a better job of marketing ourselves. Librarians as a profession, we are not traditionally known for our marketing abilities, and we're not great at tooting our own horns. And so I think we need to do that more. And so it's important to remember that things like this, it does make for a great photo. You stick it up on your website, on your Facebook page, it looks awesome. And you've probably seen the newspapers have been doing projects like this as well. And it's important to remember that. We need to be taking photos. We need to be telling everyone how awesome we are. It's hard. I know we're not trained that way, but we have to. We really have to.
Can I jump in there for a second?
Yeah.
It's Melissa from Norman Williams. So on this whole marketing thing, we have a real big push here at Norman Williams to promote that on our website. We have sort of a revolving slideshow that we have on our computers and things like that. But in terms of taking photos of the kids and what they're doing, and then, particularly this after-school crowd, the parents aren't here, so to get permission to use those photos can be kind of tricky. I'm fairly careful about that. I don't want to, use any kid's photo and have their parent, be upset, not do it. I wouldn't do it without their permission. So, any strategies? Anybody?
We have a file of our most often visited children, and their parents have already signed the form.
Okay.
The frequent flyer.
Yeah, if we do a program, they fill out the form, and then it's just on file.
We do the same thing at Fletcher Free. We try to, we do it at the beginning of the summer reading program each year to make sure that we have names on file.
Okay.
And then does it cover the child continuously? Does it last just for the summer reading program?
Ours is continuous.
Yeah, ours is also continuous. We do have some groups that come in that aren't comfortable with our doing it, so we just, regardless of whether that child is listed, if they're here with a particular group that prefers that we don't photograph, we make a note of that.
That makes sense. And, I mean, you don't want those forms to be forever, because kids do change, and as they get to be tweens especially, they need to be part of the conversation. I'm sure you know this, but I'm just saying it out there for posterity. Tweens have opinions about it, so if they don't want to be photographed, it's important to just check in with them. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. All right, what else are people doing that free and low cost? I see we have a couple of extra people who've joined us. Cheryl, Caitlin. Caitlin looks like she's still working on her connection. We have 13 people. I'm so excited. All right.
At Fletcher Free, we have a weekly arts and crafts program after school, our Creative Tuesdays program, and that is run by a retired art teacher.
Nice.
So it is volunteer. We do build that into our summer reading program and try to give her something in the summer. We try and pay her something in the summer, but she does do it. She volunteers, and we've continued to have volunteers. When somebody can't do it, we've been able to find someone else, and we've had some terrific. We've had an artist. We've had a couple of art teachers. So it's been a lot of fun, and we just collect recycled materials that they use and buy the markers and glue sticks, but nothing fancy.
I'm assuming most of you guys do recycled craft programs.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do lots of programming, soft programming, actually in the children's room through Discovery Centers, and we have a different theme every month, and then flesh them out: science, math, art, and so we equip each of the centers with materials, and people don't have to sign up, people don't have to come in specifically for a program, so you get kids at different ages and stages sharing, and parents and grandparents. So that seems to work for us.
I really do love the Discovery Center idea because it's passive. It's something the kids know is always going to be there. They can work together. They can work alone. They can work with their families. It's a great idea. What kinds of
line, there's also games that we keep. Desk. And we just ask the kids after school to sign a sheet that they have that game so that it comes back to the desk. But most of those games were donated too, so that's very low cost.
What are some of your most popular games?
Uno. We keep a bucket of Legos so that they can play Legos at any time.
Love it.
Checkers and checkers and chess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love apples to apples.
Oh, apples to apples is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a commitment time-wise for
And you need
kids.
more
Than 2 people.
Yeah, I usually did apples to apples and things like in a pickle, those kind of more involved games with groups of kids, and I would lead it. But there's such great learning opportunities. I just think those are wonderful.
Scrabble, too.
Scrabble.
In Williston, we have a really big after-school crowd. This year especially, Sarah and I have both been kind of figuring out what to do with a large crowd after school. So I'd love some ideas on that. But also, I'll let Sarah talk a little bit, but we've set aside like 1 day a month for a game day, which really is no cost, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun. And kids bring magic cards, and we had a group doing Dungeons and Dragons too, and just giving them a space to socialize and do that has been fantastic.
That's awesome. So do you have groups that they run themselves and they come in?
Well, we do. Do you want Sarah?
It's pretty informal. I think the thing that's most appealing to them is that the space, the programming space is dedicated to them, so they have that opportunity to be in that sort of separate space. Also, we do serve snacks, so that is a very small cost, and it's amazing what kids will do for pretzels and popcorn. That just seems to make the occasion.
And goldfish crackers. Yeah, magic. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Our magic group
Yep.
Our magic group meets on its own, but the D&D is really nice. If you have a leader, we put a call out on Front Porch Forum, and got 2 leaders, and they do it every other week. So that's really nice for those kids.
I was just going to ask that. That's fabulous. I've tried to do Dungeons and Dragons before, and sometimes it's hard to get the leaders. I've used other librarians before, but that's a really good idea.
Here in Buckingham, we've been doing D&D for over 10 years, and what we do in our programming sessions, it runs Friday nights 5:30 to 9 p.m. Once a programming session, we have a How to GM workshop, so we're constantly creating new group leaders.
Can you explain that again, please?
So, what is it of the participants in your D&D program? What are the ages of those?
I have 13 and up only. I don't go younger than that, and we try to create groups of like ages. So there'll be a 13 to 15 group, a 15 and up group. We have some new adults that participate, kids that they're no longer teenagers, but they come back and they hang out with us. And usually it bounces between 40 to 55 or so people per session.
Wow.
I know. Amazing.
It is great. Does everyone know what Dungeons and Dragons is? It's okay if you don't. You need to have a leader for it, and it can be a little bit of work. But if you have a dedicated Dungeons and Dragons player, they love it. It's amazing. So I think it's great to limit the ages. I always get a little nervous just because some of the adults that want to do it, I can be a little sketchy. I was always nervous about, I don't know if I want you in the same room as my kids. But that's just me being overprotective. But that's wonderful. I think Dungeons and Dragons is one of those things that they just need the space, and I think the library is a perfect place for them to gather.
We have some kids asking for Axes and Allies, and they're starting their own group, and also a Yu-Gi-Oh group that meets, and they just come in and play.
Fabulous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to remember. I sometimes forget that sometimes people just need the space. I love it. All right, let's go back to crafts for a second. Recycled stuff. What kinds of donations and recycled materials do you collect that are outside the box? I've seen some people do programs with recycled CDs, or I don't know. What kinds of stuff do you collect that are really fun?
At Fletcher Free, we collect yarn. We have egg crates. We have, what else do people bring in? Lots of markers, crayons, scissors, but what other things? Cardboard. any kind of card stock, greeting cards.
Oh, greeting cards. That's fun.
Magazines with great pictures of animals and.
I always had fun with Pringles cans. Some families just go through Pringles like crazy. I don't know. I'm like, no judgment. I don't judge you on what you eat, but I'll take your cans. And oatmeal containers, too.
I found a new use for bubble wrap. I've taken rolling pins and wrapped the bubble wrap around the rolling pins, and then kids roll out color, and it's really fun and exciting.
Ooh, I love that. So you dip the rolling pins in paint?
Yes, in tempera paint. So you wrap the bubble wrap around the rolling pins, and then you roll the rolling pin in paint and then roll it out on large sheets of paper. And it's nice for overlapping colors, for snow effects, but adding the rolling pin part was key.
That's so fun. I did a program one time. For some reasons, we had gotten a bunch of styrofoam in a box. Something was delivered to the library, and what I had the kids do, I gave them spoons, and they carved shapes into the styrofoam, and they turned them into stamps. Yeah.
Nice.
It was really fun, and my tweens really loved it.
Yeah, great.
I like to collect the inside of like tinfoil or plastic wrap, because those tubes tend to be stiffer.
Oh.
And I use them generally. I've used them in the springtime with my preschool story time, and make rain sticks out of them.
Ah, okay.
Just put some barley in them and close up the ends with some colored tape, and then I let them, they can wrap, any sort of pretty paper around it, or I have colored tape so they could just go round and round, or duct tape or something to create it. So but those take a little while to collect, so that's one thing and I picked up a bunch of the empty Altoid boxes. I don't know, maybe it was one of the seminars we had. And I'm not quite sure what to do with them, but with Valentine's Day coming up Tuesday, I was thinking, how could I make them into little gift boxes or something where kids could put candy in them or something like that.
That could be really fun.
Go to Pinterest. There's thousands of Altoid tin ideas on there.
Are there? All right.
Yeah.
Tons.
I don't know if you guys have seen, has everyone here seen the new Department of Libraries website? If not, you should check it out. It's light years better than our old site. I don't have editing privileges yet, but soon we will. And one of the things I'll be doing is putting up Pinterest pages for you guys with lots of ideas. I'll be putting up summer reading ideas, things like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, I want to put up ideas for you guys so you can, one-stop shopping.
Sharon, can we jump in with one more idea? Recycled book. If you have old paperbacks that you're discarding, the kids make hedgehogs out of those. They fold the pages in. I don't know if you've seen that. You'll definitely see it on Pinterest. But old paperback, and you fold in the pages kind of like triangles, and it all spreads out, and they make these little hedgehogs. You put eyes on them. They're really, really fun and entertains for hours.
That's fun. I saw something, too, on Pinterest recently for Banned Books Week. What they did was they took an old paperback, preferably a book that had been banned, and then they put it through a shredder and put the shredded pieces in a jar, and then had a contest to have the kids guess what book it was.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that funny? I thought that was kind of fun. I would never have thought of that. But any excuse to use the shredder, right?
Right.
All right.
What else? Shred it, and then what do you do with it?
And you stick it in a jar, like a mason jar, so it looks like a jar full of words. And then you have the kids guess what book it was.
Did they actually get it? Did they get it?
I don't know. It was on Pinterest, so I've never seen it done live, but it's, it could be fun.
Yeah.
like I said, any chance to play with the shredder is a good one in my book. All right, what about cheap snack or food ideas? Because in my experience, teens won't come to anything unless you feed them. So what kinds of cheap food stuff do you have people done? Popcorn, obviously.
Right. Pretzels. Let's see.
I've done programs with apples before, which can get a little pricey depending on where you get them. And I bring in 3 kinds of apples and have the kids do a taste test. And I swear the most popular part of that program was I would bring in my apple corer. And you'd think I brought a magic wand with me. The kids were like, "What is that? I want to play with it." And so they would like core all the apples, and then we'd taste them. And I'd bring in like melted chocolate and carrots, and they would taste them and decide which apple matched best with which condiment.
We made some applesauce one year from the crabapple tree that is right next to the library.
Ooh!
Yes, and it turned out so delicious.
That's fantastic.
And it was something that was, it was ready to pick right when school started, so we just cooked it up and had it welcome back to the library, back to school kind of celebration. Just served it on saltine crackers, and it had this wonderful deep raspberry color to it because we kept the skins on. Just cooked it up and then put it through a food mill.
That's so fun. I did something with the teens one time. I used to do lots of food programs, and I had the kids make their own soda. And what I did was I bought a bunch of 2-liter bottles of seltzer, and then I got a bunch of packets of like Kool-Aid, and I put it all out and gave them spoons, and they did little experiments with like putting seltzer in a cup and then mixing different kinds of powdered Kool-Aid to make soda, and they made the most disgusting stuff ever, but they had a ball.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I was the queen of making gross things. The kids always made disgusting things in my programs, but they loved it.
You can apply to Cabot for some free cheese and yogurt.
Ooh.
You go to the Cabot website, there is an application form, and you have to tell them how you're going to use the product. But I think I got about maybe about $30 worth of cheese and yogurt. So we were able to use that. We did a cheese tasting with some cheese stories and made grilled cheese sandwiches. So that was something with free food, because I agree, you know, food hits my program budget pretty hard.
It's expensive. It's very expensive.
Do you have to pay? Do you have to pick it up at Cabot, or?
Yes, you pick it up, and their distribution is in Montpelier. So I did have to drive to Montpelier, but at the same trip, I stopped to get a story walk at Kellogg Hubbard Library, and that's another free program because they have the story walks, and I chose one for a summer garden theme. They've got lots of different stories that you can put around your library and encourage kids to walk around the library and read the story.
So Kellogg Hubbard has story walks.
Story walk. Yes.
They to loan out?
To loan out, yeah.
Oh.
I think it's for like a 2-week period. So you have to go and pick them up and then return them.
I know.
That's really fun.
So, yeah, yesterday meeting with the Southeast Regional Coordinator for the Let's Grow Kids program, and apparently they are amassing some very fun things, too, to bring when they come visit at libraries. One of the things they said was they had a big bubble machine.
Ooh.
And they are going to partner with us on Bring Your Child to the Library Day.
Excellent.
We're going to host here on March 7th. We figured that's probably with, you know, town meeting and everything that week. That's probably the best day to get people to come in.
Excellent.
And they are bringing a 15 by 15 foot chutes and ladders board. So you can imagine not just playing the game, but like the little people like pretending they're going up and down on the slides and things. So I'm really excited about that.
Who is that?
Let's Grow Kids.
Let's Grow Kids. Sharon, do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, I talked to the Let's Grow Kids people the other day, and I'm not really sure where they are in their process. I guess they had started as a 3-year program. They're funded by the Permanent Fund, which also funds 0 to 3. And they're very interested in very early child development. And so they are pretty established. They have lots of money, which is what perked my ears up. And they want to do a lot of things in libraries. So because they're really interested in early child development, I hooked them up with the libraries who've done VLI just as a start. That doesn't mean everyone else can do it as well. What they want to do to start is they want to do workshops in every library or in every county in the state, and they want to do it in libraries. And they have this idea, which I think is pretty well thought out, to do a story time for the little ones, and then at the same time talk to the parents and the caregivers about child development, brain development, early childhood literacy kind of stuff. And I thought that it sounded pretty good. And I mean, this is just the beginning of their stuff. So if you are interested in getting hooked up with them, let me know, and I can give you their contact information. It sounds like they're kind of at the beginning of a new phase of their project, so it might be a good time to jump on. I don't know how long they're funded for.
They're funded for 3 years.
Okay.
And they've just completed their first year.
Okay.
So.
I tried to contact them yesterday, and there seems to be a confusing message coming from different people in the organization. I asked about program, and our Southern coordinator for Let's Grow said, oh, no, we don't do program. And then Samantha, who was, I guess, a different person with the organization, said, oh, yes, there are programs that are as Sharon had described. So I'm not quite sure where they are in their offering.
Okay. There's also Building Bright Futures, which is, I'm getting so confused because, you know, I'm new to Vermont, so I'm trying to untangle all of this. So I've been asking a million questions. So Building Bright Futures is the one that has regional offices. The Let's Grow Kids doesn't have regional offices. So I wonder if they aren't mixing, and I mean, they work very closely together, but I wonder if they aren't mixing each other up and confusing us.
Well, they were two people from the same organization that were giving me two different answers to the questions about program. The fellow, I forget his name, said, "Oh no, we don't do program," and then the other person said, "Oh yes, there are programs." You know, as Sharon had described for experts to come in.
What I was told by Nate yesterday is that they have a speakers bureau.
They do.
They have people that they can link you up with who can come and talk on, you know, a neuroscientist who can talk about early brain development and that kind of thing. They have the speakers bureau that you can get access to those people through their organization. But what I understand is they're trying to get people to say, yeah, we support, you know, getting education out to parents about the importance of the birth to 3 period and what's involved in raising healthy children during that period.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down and talk with them. We have also been getting mixed messages from them, and I think in the very beginning, the leader of their group had a different mindset. I'm not really sure, but the folks from the Center for the Book and I are going to sit down and talk to them and really start to sort this out. So I apologize on their behalf, but we'll start to try to figure it out. But they do seem like they're on the verge of something, which is good.
they put out a wonderful publication, and their website is fabulous. So
Okay. That's good.
We are looking forward to actually working with them, but we're just trying to sort out what it is they're trying to do with public libraries.
Well, we will sort it out together. I don't know. I wish I knew. All right.
My feeling is that it's really a targeted information campaign that they're trying to do. They're trying to get into libraries because this is a community that they can reach, and just get the word out about how important birth to 3 learning is, whether it's and nutrition, and early literacy obviously plays a huge part of that development cycle. So
I think
they're just trying to get out and let people know. So they have printed out materials about it, and they have T-shirts, and they even have onesies for babies. So I think we're not doing a formal program with them on the 7th. They're just coming. They're going to be here. They're going to have an opportunity to mix it up and talk to parents that come, and then they're going to bring some of this fun stuff. So it should be interesting. I can report back.
Yeah, we would love to hear how it goes. All right.
Hi, this is Helena. I had a comment about the storybooks or story walks.
Yeah,
we did it all last summer, from May to October with the local state park, Molly Stark State Park.
Fabulous.
And that was it worked well for them because they weren't getting so many local people in. And it worked for us. We were able to get people in for 50 cents. So it cost us really little money. We made some books. We got some books from up north.
Excellent.
Well, there's the free state park passes, too.
Right.
Oh, right.
Right, but I was averaging anywhere from 20 to 50 people.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love to hear about those kinds of collaborations. Speaking of collaboration, let's go back to food for a second. Has anyone ever tried to get free stuff from local businesses?
Costco will give you a $25 card, but you have to give them a warning a long time in advance.
Okay.
But they're awesome about it.
Fantastic. Has anyone ever tried to work with small businesses, to do a pizza taste test or for the local businesses or anything like that?
We've gotten a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
If such are free. I mean, we anytime we go to request pizza, we can pretty much get it. So I think pizza places are pretty good about that.
Okay.
Also from the grocery stores.
Oh.
But we have had to get it in, get a request in advance for the grocery stores.
Excellent.
Right. We found the grocery stores give paper products pretty freely and without too much advance notice. So, cups and napkins and little paper plates. So that does save money.
That's awesome.
I agree. Grocery stores and local businesses very, very eager to do this, just as you say, giving some warning. We did a salsa making, and we had one store just donated all and that's expensive, so, but they they like the theme. Also, cupcake decorating, our Hannafords and Shaws, they will donate for specific special events. Definitely. Worth doing.
Excellent.
Do they need much notice, Hannaford and Shaws, for cupcake decorating?
No, I mean, a couple weeks. I mean, it probably depends on your store, but I usually give them, the beginning of the month, I'd say, if we need it later in the month. And a very short form to fill out at both places.
So they give you the actual cupcakes or supplies?
Well, they agreed to give us cupcakes, whole cupcakes, and then we had to get the supplies. But that was at least half the cost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Or they'll give a gift card pretty generously, a $25 gift card. We've also done for our volunteers a thank you day, and we can sometimes get a cake donated. So, but it does take the effort of doing that in advance.
Great.
Yeah.
Also, just a shout out for speaking of food. For there is a webinar this afternoon that I'm participating in that is from Hunger Free Vermont, and so for areas that are eligible, you can actually get snacks for kids through the program, and it's the collaboration with Hunger Free Vermont and the state. The Vermont Agency of Education that work together on this, and I don't think it's only in the summer, but I mean I only work with them through this in the summer, but you can get, that can be funded through the state if you're eligible.
Excellent.
Yeah, well, that's the key. Is that if you're eligible, and so that, I think what that means is you have to have a community where I think it's over 50% of your school students qualify.
Right. So in Burlington, it's and in Winooski, and I know there are a number of areas throughout the state that are.
There are quite a few of you that would qualify.
I know.
Yeah.
Not here. One more thing on food, I'll just jump in. I had, for my kids who did their perfect reading logs last summer, and they participated every single week, I had a local ice cream company give us a coupon for a free ice cream cone for them.
Fabulous.
How about Ben & Jerry's? Does anybody have any luck with Ben & Jerry's?
We've had great luck getting funds from them, but not ice cream.
We've gone to some local restaurants and bakeries as part of an after-school program or a summer reading program for school-age kids, and actually made ravioli at a Italian restaurant and made cupcakes at the Russian Girl Bakery. So it's really fun to walk down the street from the library and to actually go into restaurants or bakeries and do your thing there. And they never charge. The shop owners never charge.
Well, it's good marketing for them.
Yes.
That's excellent. Love it.
Another place to go in your community might be your Public Works Department to look at the vehicles, your wastewater treatment plant to see how that works.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to walk to those from the library in the summer.
Or alternately, if you ask maybe the fire department or them to bring the truck to your building, because sometimes they're not within a reasonable distance of the library. So I've heard that done too before, where you say, "Can you bring the fire truck and let the kids look on it?"
A lot of people have been talking about that for the Summer Heroes program, having the fire department either come or going to visit them to see the trucks, because it's like the easiest thing in the world. Kids love those things. All right, we only have 5 more minutes, and I want to make sure that everybody knows that summer reading. So things at the state are a little tense right now. As you guys have probably heard, we're taking huge budget cuts. We don't know a lot about what's going to happen in the next year. So everything's a little stalled. However, we haven't put out the continuing education calendar, but I have planned the summer reading workshops. They are planned and ready to go. March 20th in Northfield will be the first one, and then March 27th, is it the 27th? 26th, hold on a second. And that one's going to be in Killington. It's 20th and 26th, Thursday the 26th in Killington, will be the summer reading workshops. We're going to get them out very soon, but I just want to make sure you guys have them on your calendars. I have booked Derek from Hunger Free Vermont, the Classical Connections ladies will be talking. Amy McMullen's going to be talking about developmental assets from the Search Institute, and we have someone from Bedtime Math who's going to be talking to us as well. And we're going to do a bunch of big brainstorming sessions because I know everyone has such amazing ideas that I want to talk to everybody. So put those on your calendars. I want to make sure everyone knows. And we have 5 more minutes. And, Emily had a question about the story walks. Do the Kellogg Hubbard story walks come prepared? They're laminated on stakes?
Yes, they do.
Okay. They're all laminated.
The Lake Champlain Maritime Museum also has some really great kits that they lend out. like all about nautical themes. And I think the museums at UVM does also.
Excellent.
Well, that's great. I'll check that out.
Yeah,
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything fabulous for Take Your Child to the Library Day? I know I was kind of late. I mean, I've only been here 3 months, so I can only do so much. But I really love Take Your Child to the Library Day. I love the art. I think it's awesome. If you don't jump onto it this year, I totally understand because it's last minute. The official day is actually this coming Saturday. Yeah. But I moved it to March because we're a little late on the starting date. But is anyone have anything awesome planned for Take Your Child to the Library Day? It's such an open, easy theme. It's basically anything you want to promote, and they give all of the artwork is free, and you can use it on your website. You can print it out. It's good stuff. So what is everyone doing? I heard someone has Let's Grow Kids coming in. Anyone else?
We're showing a film at Bennington Free
Mm-hmm.
In the afternoon.
Fabulous. Anyone?
I'm going to do like an open house just with a variety of activities in the library. We're going to ask our teens if they want to help us host it.
Nice.
Nice idea. I like that.
I love that.
We have the first weekend we're having the big ice fishing derby, so I don't know if whether I'll do it Friday before or the next weekend. So I'm kind of still pulling it together.
That's no problem.
Because ice fishing is big and a lot of families are out there, unless the weather's crappy.
That's true. You never know. I did something with the kids in my library last year it went over like gangbusters, and it was so easy. What I did was I printed out little bookmarks that said "Take Your Child to the Library Day," and it had those cute little bunnies on them. And then I had 3 little boxes because we had 3 service desks in my library. There was the circulation desk, the children's desk, and the reference desk. And what I did was I gave each of the desks a stamp, a rubber stamp, something cute like a flower or a bug or whatever. And the kids had to go to each desk and collect a stamp. And so it filled up their bookmark, so their bookmark was all fun. And then at the end, I gave them a sticker. And it's the silliest idea, and you think it would be kind of ridiculous, but the kids loved it, and the staff loved it. It was a bigger library, so the kids didn't. It was more like Fletcher Free, where you have to go up and down the stairs, and the kids didn't often visit the whole library. But the families made a big deal about it, kind of visiting everybody and saying hi, and it was pretty cute.
Sounds cute. Wow.
And you can print out stickers and stuff. You don't have to use theirs, of course, but their art is pretty cute if you have a color printer.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done this before, Sharon, so I'm interested to hear what you've done, and it sounds like something really easy.
It's so easy. You don't need to make a big deal about it at all. One year we just did an open craft where there were just crafts available all day long and like coloring sheets and yeah, it was just like come and play. One year we had Legos out all day. I always did the passports, was really fun. I created a scavenger hunt one year for the older kids, and what I did was I had been hoarding like little gift things like books and arcs that I had been given or things that people had donated. And so the older kids, they would go through, and then the scavenger hunt was harder. It was things like, go find the author of this book on the shelf, or how many times can you renew an audiobook, things like that, that they'd actually have to work for. And then they come and they get a little prize. And they were stupid things, like here's a Star Wars pencil, or, and they loved it. So it doesn't have to be hard. It's just another day that you can advertise. And I like the idea of Take Your Child to the Library Day being a family day. So
We were thinking of maybe giving away books. We get so many donations here, and I cull them and collect them, and I save them up, and I usually, when the kids come in and they've completed their reading for the summer, I let them go in and pick what books they want as their award. And so I have just so many really nice books, everything from board books up to YA. So I thought I might put out a giveaway book.
Nice.
And the people could, if they have toddlers, then they can put their, or babies, they can put their name in the one for the board book, or if they're YA or teens, or, they can put their name in for their copy of Wonder, or, something like that. So I thought I might do something like that, too.
I love it. That's a great idea. All right, we are almost out of time. Does anyone have any last things to say? All right, what do we want to talk about next time? Did this work well? Did you like this platform?
This was awesome.
Yeah. Fabulous. I love talking to you guys. What do you guys want to talk about next time? Anything? Books? I don't know.
Oh.
Well, I tell you what.
Graphic novels getting Newbery honors.
That's true. We could have a discussion. It's a hot topic right now. The Newbery winners were a little different this year. There was no prose. The winner was a novel in verse, and the two honor books, one was a graphic novel and the other one was a book of poetry. It could be an interesting discussion. We could discuss the winners.
I'd love a technology discussion.
Okay.
I would too, especially with making anything available to the kids, like the Minecraft or stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. We can definitely.
When are we doing it again?
I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to do it once a month?
Sure.
Be great.
Do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try really hard to upload the video, and at the very least, I will email out the notes. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the video because I don't have access to the website yet, but at least I can get it up on Facebook, and if you guys can just, I'll get feedback from people and see if it's useful, and then that way I'll know how to format it for next time. But if you guys have ideas, questions, comments, whatever, feel free to email me. My mind is very open because I am only pretending to know what I'm doing right now. So I'm open to everything. So thank you for joining me. This was fantastic. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay warm and put the summer reading workshops on your calendars. The 20th in Northfield, 26th in Killington. And I am also doing a teen volunteer workshop on Monday at the Cobley Library. It's being run by VLA, and Amy McMullen is handling the registration right now. And that should be really fun, and I'm hoping to videotape that as well. So if you can't make it, I'm hoping I'm going to make Aiden my videographer, and we'll see how that goes as well. All right.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Fantastic. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.